If you're looking at moving to the Treasure Coast, property taxes are usually a wild card for your budget. But if you're looking specifically in Indian River County, I have some legitimately good news for you for once. I'm Ronnie Dinsmore, broker associate with LYNQ Real Estate and team leader of the Prestige Group here on Florida's Treasure Coast. And let's talk about what property taxes actually cost in Indian River County, how they compare to the rest of the state of Florida, and a massive tax law on the November ballot that you need to know about before you pack a single box. When clients call me from California, New York, New Jersey, or anywhere else in the Northeast, they're usually braced for impact whenever we start talking about property values. But in Indian River County, it's a completely different story. Out of all 67 counties in Florida, we have the 6th lowest general fund millage rate. And I don't say that to sell you a house. I say it because the math is heavily in your favor here. For the 2025-2026 fiscal year, the aggregate millage rate is about $6.10 per $1,000 of taxable value. To put that into perspective, if you look just one county south into St. Lucie, their rate is at $21.79 per $1,000. The effective property tax rate countywide in Indian River County is right around 0.85 to 0.9%, while the state median is at 1.1%. So if you're comparing Vero Beach to South Florida, Palm Beach, or even St. Lucie County, your carrying costs here are noticeably lower. But countywide is just an average. Exactly where you buy inside the county dictates what you're actually going to pay. Property values across Indian River County are sitting at about $31 billion right now. They're 7.1% up year over year, and the market is still appreciating. Now, it's just at a more normal, slower pace than the madness that we saw a few years ago during the COVID boom. Because of how municipal lines are drawn, your tax bill swings widely depending on the zip code that you choose to move to. The median tax bill for the city of Vero Beach is around $2,380. But if you look at Indian River Shores, which is a highly sought after, affluential area, the median bill drops to under $500 a year. I walk my clients through exactly where these lines are before we ever make an offer because knowing that zip code line matters. Now, let's talk about the exemption and the big change that could be coming down the pike. Obviously, Florida has no state income tax, which is a massive win for people coming from out of state. And right now, if you buy a home and make it your primary residency, you get $50,000 of homestead exemption knocked off of the assessed value. And with that homestead, you also get the Save Our Homes Act, which means that your assessed value can only increase by 3% or at the rate of inflation, whichever is lower after the year that the homestead exemption is applied to your new primary residency. But here's the part that everyone really needs to pay attention to right now. This November, Florida voters are deciding on a constitutional amendment for our taxes. Because it's an amendment to our Constitution, it's going to require 60% voter approval, and if it were to pass, the homestead exemptions are going to jump from $50,000 right now to $150,000 in 2027 and $250,000 in 2028 for all non-school taxes. For current residents, this is a massive tax cut. But there's a catch for all of the out-of-state buyers that are looking to move down and watching out of town right now. If you move to Florida after January 1st, 2027, you have to establish a full 5 years of residency before you qualify for that increased exemption. That means you're going to be stuck at the standard $50,000 while your neighbor is getting the full $250,000 benefit. So let me say it for you plainly. If you're on the fence about whether you want to move down here and this amendment passes, moving in 2026 versus 2027 is going to have a huge direct long-term impact on your wallet. If you're currently running numbers on the Florida move, drop a comment below and let me know what state you're moving from. The tax differences usually shock people one way or the other. And if you want the honest truth about the Treasure Coast market right now, make sure to hit that subscribe button and watch more videos with no fluff, just the straight data coming right at you. Indian River County is one of the few places in Florida that the tax reality is actually better than the rumors that you hear. The rates are low, the lifestyle is incredible, but the window to lock in the absolute best tax advantage might be closing at the end of this year, depending on how the vote goes in November. So if you want to know exactly what specific property in Vero Beach or Sebastian is going to cost you in insurances, taxes, and HOA fees, then reach out. I'm here to give you all the data with none of the BS. My contact info is going to be in the description below, so feel free to give me a call or shoot me a text anytime. We'll look at all the actual numbers and figure out if moving in this market makes sense for you. Again, I'm Ronnie Dinsmore, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.